Thank you. I call Monica Lennon.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. And can I begin as a fellow Central Scotland MSP in thanking Graham Simpson for bringing this motion to the Chamber to be debated today, and a big hello and welcome to everyone who's travelled from the local communities to be here. It takes a lot of time and effort to engage in the planning process, and I say that as someone who is a former town planner, and I refer to my members' interest. Graham Simpson declared his love for the Greenbelt. Well, I love planning, I love its contribution to placemaking, not just the great places that it has helped to shape, but also the important part it's played in protecting the environment, the natural environment that we all love and is so important for our health and our well-being and for future generations. But we're here because there's a proposal in front of the community, and I guess one of the benefits of the previous Planning Act, which was passed in 2006, is that we now have this process where there's that early engagement and communities can get involved at the proposal of application notice stage. So there isn't a planning application in front of us yet, and I know we can't talk too much about the specific case because the Cabinet Secretary can't get involved in the detail of that at this time. But it's good that the community can have their say, and they certainly have done so. And I think the debate that we're having now that we're looking at the planning legislation again, where we were told back in 2006 and earlier that if we do this front loading and have this early engagement and work towards maintaining a plan-led system, then we will get the right development in the right places, and people will feel that they have a voice, that they have been listened to. And we get away from just accusing local people of being NIMBYs who don't want development and are getting in the way of progress. Now, being a Lanarkshire person myself, I know we have a lot of vacant and derelict land in Lanarkshire. We have a lot of brownfield land. We have a big site in Ravenscraig where there's not been an awful lot happening. So we do have a system in Scotland which I believe is pro-development. Over 95% of planning applications are approved. So we have a culture that's very much about making stuff happen, but we have to look at the viability of sites and why brownfield sites are becoming less attractive, because we know a big constraint to development is infrastructure costs, and we're looking at that in our scrutiny of the planning bill. And there's stuff in the planning bill which is good and is well-intentioned, but if we are to be ambitious for our communities right across Scotland, we need a planning system that is transformative. And I'm really concerned about the lack of resourcing that goes into planning, because all of the people in the public gallery have to pick up the phone to a planning officer. They have to make sure that they're getting a proper hearing. And when we see that 23% of local authority planners, their jobs have disappeared in the last few years, then that tells us that maybe our priorities are not quite right. Richard Leonard talked about where power lies. And when I was 16 and I went to university to learn to study town planning, and some of the debate today has taken me back. So we don't need to go over why we have Greenbelt and why it's important. But I was curious about why development happens, who makes decisions, and I think there's that same curiosity that members are applying to our scrutiny of the planning bill, because environmental justice is not something that is just handed over to local communities. It's a battle, it's a fight. It costs money to challenge planning decisions. It costs money to get professional advice. And developers already, the system's stacked in their favour because they have an army of consultants and experts at their back, and communities don't have any of that. And when you have a development plan that says this kind of stuff shouldn't be happening, then we have to think about what that playing field is, and we're asking communities to take on a big fight that isn't of their making. So I know my time is up. I'm happy to take the intervention.
I'm afraid you should be closing shortly. It's a 4-minute speech.
Okay. I was happy to take it, but I appreciate where our time is up. So again, I thank Graham Simpson for bringing the debate to the Chamber. I look forward to hearing the response from the Cabinet Secretary.
Thank you.